systems in your life or even on the world stage started collapsing overnight? That's the energy of this solar eclipse at 29 degrees Virgo on September 21st, 2025. It is not here, however, to destroy everything, but it is here to strip away illusions and force us to seed a new order. Imagine hitting that cosmic resilience. Instead of wiping the slate clean, the universe is making you do the work. It is saying it is your turn now. So it's on us. Hello, beautiful souls. I am Patricia Selmo from the Cosmic Energy Academy, your guide to reinvention. On this channel, we use astrology, tarot, and soulful practices to help sacred change makers like yourself align with your gifts and bring them out to the world for powerful, positive transformation. If that resonates, hit subscribe, ring the bell so that you don't miss the cosmic updates ahead. This eclipse is exact at 29 degrees Virgo, the very last degree of the sign. Astrologers call this the Anaretic degree or crisis degree in any sign. It is urgent. It is pressurized. It is, I think of it like the moment before birth. It's as pregnant as it can be with the energy of whatever the particular sign is. In this case, Virgo is about health. It's about systems. It is about clarity and order. It is the fixer of the zodiac. It sees what's wrong with things in order to fix them, to improve them, to perfect. And at the final degree, Virgo is asking, what unfinished business needs to be completed before you move forward? So be thinking about that, my friends, because we're up, okay? This is the time. Now, Saturn, we're going to add that into the little mix. This eclipse is directly opposing Saturn retrograde in Pisces at 28 degrees. Virgo is seeking this precision and practicality, while across from it, Pisces is dissolving boundaries, leaning into faith and illusion. And Saturn in Pisces is like the cosmic auditor, showing us where we have been, putting the rose-colored glasses on for ourselves, not choosing not to look or not looking at, ourself in some way. And Saturn is like the parent, the disciplinarian. It is the taskmaster. So it is coming in and doing its little checks and balances. And if you're not adding up, it's going to demand accountability. It demands work and it demands precision and putting in the effort towards something. So this Virgo solar eclipse is also, it's not standing alone. Just 2 weeks earlier, if you recall, on September 7th, we had a lunar eclipse in Pisces, a moment of emotional release and surrender. And now Virgo is following on with accountability and work. So just days later, we'll have in Tarot, this eclipse is at the third decan of Virgo. Every sign takes up 30 degrees, and within each sign, we can divide it into 3 groups of 10. And these groups of 10 degrees are called decans. So each sign has 3 decans, and every decan all the way around the zodiac has a tarot card that is associated with it. So at the third decan of Virgo, which is where 29 degrees is, the last 10 degrees, it is connected to the 10 of Pentacles. This is a card of completion. It's a card of legacy, of structures and systems that have stood the test of time. So under this eclipse, some of those legacies might, but this isn't a punishment. This is a clearing out. This is a, these are not working. The deck is filled with termites and it is crumbling. So it needs to go so that a new deck can be built. It's a necessary ending before the next cycle can begin, a natural cycle of life, if you will, where something has to die so something new can come again. And we are in the thick of it, my friends. We're all feeling it, I know. All right, so eclipses always carry this kind of collective echo, right? This energy of what's going on in the collective. And at 29 degrees Virgo, this is pointing to systems that are strained. They are at their breaking, busting point. We could see systems like healthcare, institutions, financial structures. They're facing their reckoning day. And if they are not working, we are seeing the cracks already. They're cracking and they're going to crumble so that we get something new. So, Virgo's domain, it might be around health or medicine, food supplies, any kind of systems, work systems are highlighted. We also have Mars entering Scorpio the day after, making a square, a very contentious relationship to Pluto in Aquarius. Mars and Pluto, my friends, this is volatility. This is power struggles. You can expect headlines about governments, economies, power struggles and leadership transitions, power struggles and volatility in these areas. We might also feel it in the environment. Virgo is an earth sign, and so there could be things like earthquakes, which then lead to tsunamis. I mean, we're seeing some of this. We have been seeing some of this already, but this could continue. You know, any these ecological or kind of climate related events could definitely surface during these few days. From a tarot perspective, the Ten of Pentacles is speaking to collapsing legacies and generational change. Saturn, in its late degrees, opposite this eclipse in late Pisces, is aligning with the Nine of Cups. It's asking us to separate this kind of illusionary wish fulfillment from sustainable reality. So basically, take off the rose colored glasses, let's look at things realistically and what is sustainable moving forward, which is something we haven't looked at in the past, at least not to a great extent. It's time now, really, to move into these more sustainable systems. Okay, so now this Mars in Scorpio resonates with the Five of Cups. This highlights grief, loss, power struggles, but also the potential to transform through what is left once the crumbling is ended. How do we move forward? So globally, this eclipse it's not the end of the world. It's not the zombie apocalypse. It's about stripping away what's not working, stripping away illusions. And it is forcing us really to confront, what are we left with? What's real? What is the truth? And we're seeing that. We're seeing things that have been hidden are coming to the surface. And so for now, it looks scary. It looks horrible. It is horrible. But this has to happen. Like it just has to come up and out so that it can be dealt with. So it can be eliminated, it can be transformed, transmuted, and cleared away. And what no longer sustains us just cannot continue anymore. Now, let's bring this home. For each of us, this eclipse is a karmic reset. Virgo's influence asks us to pay attention to the smallest details because that's what holds up the bigger picture. Okay, so here are some guiding questions if you like to journal you could work with, or just think about it in your head. What old habits, commitments, illusions are dissolving in my life? What do you notice that's going away on its own? Or, maybe you're the one not letting go of it. So take a peek at those kinds of things that might be coming up for you. Where do I need a stronger structure or a discipline or dedication, perseverance to something, putting in that work that Saturn is asking us to do? And what feels like it's running out of time? And that could go either way. It might mean it's running out of time and so you better get it done, or it might mean like it's running out of its time and isn't going to be needed any longer in your life. This eclipse activates the South Node in Virgo. South Node is about dissolving, letting go. And in Virgo, it's dissolving the outdated, the unhealthy systems in our lives. Pairing that with Saturn in Pisces, we get where have I confused fantasy with reality? Okay, and here's your reframe. Collapse is not failure. Repeat after me. Collapse is not failure. It is not the universe punishing you or us. It is a clearing. I've said it throughout. I'm saying it again. Virgo says, remove what is unsustainable so that something lasting can grow. In Tarot, Virgo's archetype is also reflected by the Hermit. the seeker who withdraws, who goes within to gain wisdom. And so under this eclipse, the Hermit is reminding us that solitude, reflection, discernment, these are sacred, sacred acts. Sometimes you need to just step back from the noise to see what is truly real. All right, give that some time this week, my friends. Now, normally we think of eclipses as powerful portals. They are. They're also chaotic. They're unstable. I've done a whole other video on this. I will link to it. I don't recommend ritual during this. I do ask you to lean into reflection and integrative practices. So some of those journaling prompts I gave you, I'll put some more in the description if that's your jam. Another is just to integrate this energy is just choose one area of your life that feels heavy and take a small concrete action to address it. If you know where Virgo is in your chart, then look at that area to see what area of life that is for you. And always, you can always check in with me. I'll put links to some of my offers so we can go through that together and make an action plan around that. And for sure, ground yourself. Virgo is an earth sign. It is about spending time outdoors, putting your feet in the grass, sitting on a park bench, cook nourishing food, care for your body. That's going to help. It's going to help anchor you through this kind of chaotic time. And ask yourself, how can I use my gifts in a way that feels aligned and not draining? Virgo energy shines when it's in service to the whole. And as a sacred change maker, I know that is why you are here. So think about how you can use your gifts in a way that is aligned and not draining for you. So beautiful souls, this solar eclipse at 29 degrees Virgo is a threshold, a portal. This is about endings with purpose, collapses that make way for clarity, systems breaking down so that we can build new ones. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What habit, system, or illusion are you ready to release under this eclipse? Share it below. I read every comment, and your reflections will also inspire others. If this spoke to you, please give it a thumbs up so more people can find it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the equinox forecast coming up. And until then, keep shining your brilliance. Bye for now.